Carlos Martinez is going to be the closer on this team for the rest of the year, in case you're scoring at home. Okay? And as we take a look at the National League West, as I mentioned before, Ketel Marte, you got to put him on the market right now. I mean, he had a great run, but that's what it was. It was a run. This is not a great season. It's a great run, making his stats at the end of the year look very impressive. But if you really need a starting pitcher or you need a big power hitter, you got to trade Marte. And remember, when you're making the trades for a certain category, don't trade that category away in that trade. If you're trading a 20 home run hitter to get a 40 home run hitter, yeah, okay, that helps, but that's not what you want to do. Not at this time of year. You want to get that 40 home run hitter for a pitcher, all right, and add the 40 home runs. And remember, I'll say it every time I do a show. The way you evaluate a trade is not just player who you get for player who you trade. It's player who you get in comparison to the player he is replacing. And that's why there are times where you're going to take the second best player who may be replacing a weaker player than the best player who's replacing a stronger player. How can I make that any clearer? I don't think I can. Okay, but we'll see. So just remember. And I look, all they need. The other one, if you want to speculate on a closer, Yohan Lopez. Take a look at his numbers. You'll be surprised. ERA and WHIP. Forget about it. And I saw him pitch in person in the Arizona Fall League. This guy could do it, man. This guy, Yohan Lopez, is a tremendous pitcher. He's going to be a tremendous closer if he gets the chance. I haven't gotten any inside information that he's going to get the chance, but worth taking a shot because it's easy to see how good he is. You don't have to be a freaking scout or a genius. You don't even have to be a cha-cha. I'm telling you. Yohan Lopez, one of the best relief pitchers for sure in the National League. So, take a shot, okay? Don't forget, we got the draft tonight, and maybe we should get, what's his name? Kevin Daly to do the play-by-play of the draft. All right, Kevin Daly, happy birthday. Colorado. What are you going to do with Colorado? Holy cow. I don't even know what to say except remember, and I think we'll remember next year, you cannot draft a Colorado pitcher. Simple as that. What do the Rockies need to contend? I don't even know. When you have to eliminate them getting any pitcher, I think that Garrett Hampson is going to start to pay some dividends, okay? So if you want to take Garrett Hampson because you need some stolen bases, I don't think that's a bad move right there. I really don't. So Garrett Hampson, I think, is going to earn some points in the second half of the season, but there's really nobody here. Ryan McMahon looks like he's the second baseman. Brandon Rogers on the 10-day injured list. There's nobody else. There's nobody else. The Dodgers, gee whiz, what are you going to say about the Dodgers, man? A.J. Pollock is doing well. A.J. Pollock doing very well in rehab. He will be coming back very shortly. As a matter of fact, he went 1-for-1 with a home run before removed for a pinch hitter in his rehab appearance in High A. Okay? He went 0-for-9 in the previous 3 rehab games. So, all right, so good to see him check in, not only with a hit, but a home run. And don't forget, rehab is when they're just trying to get back into the groove. Don't even look at the stats, but he had a home run, and that's good, okay? All right, don't forget, coming up next, Lanky Lou. That's right, and the Suicide Squeeze show. Don't forget, and Andy and I, if you'd like to meet us, we will be in... where are we going to be? Somewhere in Pennsylvania. We're going to be in Cleveland. We're going to be in Chicago on the 22nd of July. And then we're going to be in Toledo with Unholy Toledo. So on the 27th, that's a Saturday. Please contact me. Let me know if you'd like to meet up, even if you're somewhere on the path on the way. We got plenty of time. We're taking it nice and slow. We're not planning any lengthy drives on any day, so we got plenty of time. We'll even go out of our way just to say hello, okay? So there you go. Moving right along. And we are moving right along. San Diego, I just got a feeling that Trevor Bauer is going to wind up here. I don't have any, where they got Lauer, Lucchesi, Dinelson Lamet, Chris Paddock, and Matt Stram. I saw this kid. What's his name? Andy, what's his name? The lefty. Wow. You know what? It's not often that I see a player. The first player that jumped off the page to me was Javier Vasquez when he pitched for the Expos. Then a relief pitcher named Stan Belinda, who didn't really make it. And then, of course, I remember Chin-Ming Wang. Man, I said, as soon as I saw him, this guy throws downhill. But who's the big pitching prospect who pitched in the Futures game? I forget his name. So help me out here, okay? Mackenzie Gore. That's it. I'll tell you, I saw Mackenzie Gore in the Futures game. I watched a little bit of the game. My daughter was there. Believe it or not, my daughter was there. Wow. I had to call Andrea into the room and say, take a look at this guy. Mackenzie Gore is a stud and a half, man. The big question mark here, will they trade Kirby Yates? That's a big question mark. So they got Lauer, Lucchesi, Lamet, Paddock, Stram, then Logan Allen. They still got Cal Quantrill. They are loaded. Do they need Trevor Bauer? They need a veteran presence. They need somebody, some kind of veteran. So we'll see what happens here. But just remember, if a team makes a trade now, it's not necessarily because they want to win this year. Trades now can also help the team next year. So let's not get off of that, okay? Just because you're making a trade doesn't mean that you're trying to win this year. It means it's also for the future. So just remember that, okay? That's why San Diego can do it. That's why they can do it. The Padres are right there in the wild card race. To keep Yates, yeah, look, I'm saying it's a long shot. If they start to drop out of the wild card race in time, and if they can get that, the bundle. He's the only relief pitcher, in my opinion, that could command a bundle, only because there are so many on the market. And now, Will Smith. So maybe you should get, as Cha-Cha said, Sam Dyson, just in case, because Will Smith looks like he's going. Now, the Giants, all of a sudden are winning, and the general manager says maybe we'll be buyers. Bull Dinky and Poppycock. They must trade Madison Bumgarner. They must. It's funny, Cleveland and San Francisco, two teams that have emerged where I really don't believe the teams want to win. And I'll go back to 1960 when the Knicks had a chance to dump it, but they thought, okay, we're going to get the first pick, and they won 4 out of 6 games. And then when they realized that they were in trouble, they lost 13 out of 14. So could you imagine a team winning 4 out of 6 and then losing 13 out of their last 14 to try to salvage that number 1 pick? Well, they lost 13 out of 14, and they still didn't get the number 1 pick, which went to the Minneapolis Lakers, who took Jerry West. Oscar Robertson was the number 1 pick, but he was a territorial. And the Knicks wound up with 6'10" California center Darryl Imhoff. So it's going to be fascinating, the trading deadline. And don't forget, in 1959 to 1962, there were 2 All-Star games played. And as I said yesterday on Mish's show, I think Interleague has taken away a little bit of the aura of the All-Star game. One of the beauties of the All-Star game was seeing the matchups, seeing the Max Scherzer, go against the American League star hitters, the Mike Trout, okay? Seeing the matchups. We see the matchups now. There's nothing left to be desired in the All-Star game. There's nothing except a showcase. The reason I like the NBA All-Star game, and I still do, is not because it's competitive. The reason I like the NBA All Star game is because they don't play defense, and players do playground moves. They do the play. They do the alley oops. They really light it up with playground moves that they wouldn't ordinarily do if the opposition was playing defense. That's why it's a showcase, and I think that they should. Major League should have some kind of a. They should with the home run derby. We should have some kind of a skills contest. Something else. All right, maybe I remember seeing Iglesias, the shortstop, Jose Iglesias, do a demonstration at the Arizona Fall League. The hitting coach was hitting ground balls just to the left side, and Iglesias was playing like shortstop. He was the only one, and they couldn't get a ball. He would go to hit the ball towards second up the middle. Iglesias would grab it. He would then hit a ball towards third base. Iglesias would grab it. It was entertaining as all hell. Major League Baseball should come up with something like that, okay? And that takes care of that, kicks things in the wall for today. Lanky Lou coming up, and knowing Lou, he likes to come up right after this podcast, so we'll see. But before we go, let me remind you tonight at 7 o'clock, we got the Cha-Cha Draft, and that should be pretty mediocre. Anything that Cha-Cha does is usually, no, great stuff. Beach Bum, I love you, man. Beer Man, you too. Cam, we'll see you this afternoon. Don't forget the schedule. I don't even know what day it is. We got Hump Day with Cam at 12 o'clock. JJ at 2. Then we got Cam coming back at 5:30. Draft for Upside, I believe. I think you guys are on tonight at 7. And I'm not too sure if Easy Kill is on. He may be on vacation. But check back later, guys. It's really terrific to be back. I'll be back again tomorrow. And just want to thank you all. And let me just finish by saying goodbye to everybody in the chat room. Hey, you did a great job today, by the way. Camp, The Amazings, DK Lush, The Vodka Bizzle, Easy Kill, Jimmy Ross, Jonathan Danger, Lou, Malpal, That Guy, Real Double A. We'll see you again tomorrow, everybody. Who addressed their holes?